damn it.
Dow's down. Is that a mistake?
See Bitcoin last night?
Yeah, Bitcoin got the crap kicked out of it. What happened?
I don't know. It's just kind of further evidence that maybe Bitcoin's reign is ending here.
Did Bitcoin invent a new cancer or something?
The other ones just look better now.
I got some crypto charts. We got Louis coming in the house. I got some good crypto charts.
Yeah, Crypto Friday. Get your crypto gear on.
BTC and ETH. Are you looking at the total 3?
No, why? What's it doing?
I mean, it looks good. Total 3 is basically, not basically, total 3 is crypto X, BTC, and ETH.
How'd the Baba do, NASDAQ Poppy? How do we make out? It was okay, right?
I love how you and NASDAQ Poppy are in the same trade. Like, if that's not funny to you, you know? Did you hear residential real estate is actually cheap? Did you hear that? Is that fake news?
Where?
We're looking at home prices versus GDP per capita. GDP per capita. You think that's a stupid way to look at it, or you think that's legit?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
GDP per capita?
Should be income.
What does GDP have to do with individual humans?
You'd rather
be more like household income or something like that?
Do income per capita. GDP is funky.
GDP is funky, right? How about all these insiders selling all their stock?
Which ones now?
All of them. All the insiders.
I used to love looking at that insider buying versus selling ratio that they would put in Barron's each weekend. I don't look at that data anymore. Do you? It was a ratio.
I never knew it was there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because the way I grew up is that, insiders can sell their stock for a million reasons. Diversification, pay for a daughter's wedding. I mean, a million reasons. But there's only one reason why they'd buy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when I'm looking at insider transactions, I care about what they're...
You're absolutely right.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Look,
when I see the sales, hard to take it too seriously.
So Alibaba planning to make their own AI chips. Plan on the blue chip technology stocks of China doing the same exact things as the Magnificent Seven stocks here in the United States. Do you know Baidu, JC, trades at like its net cash value? They got like 20-something billion dollars in cash and a $30 billion market cap. It's absolutely insane. They got so much money to invest in AI. All of these companies, right? Alibaba, another great example. Of course, they're going to make their own chips, right? Look for them to execute the same playbook as an Amazon or the Mag 7s that we know and love here.
All right. What do you say we start the show? What do you say?
Let's do it.
Live from New York. It's the Monet Show.
Let's go.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the morning show. We got Spencer Israel in Chicago today, so we are joined by our in-house residential Florida man, Mr. Steve Strazza in the house, Izzy on the ones and twos. We got Louis Sykes. It's Crypto Friday. I am your host, JC Parets. You could be anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with us, and we want you to know how much that means to us. So thank you for being here. We got a great show for you today. Izzy, hit it. Ooh, Mr. Florida, do you still have your sticker on your hat?
Yeah.
Just to make sure everybody knows you have a new hat. Is that why the kids do that? Leave the tags.
I was a
on?
'90s kid, and that's what we did. So that's what I still do. And I
You wear
didn't
your
know.
collar up too, or is that not?
No, I never did that.
Never
And
did
I don't
that.
know. I don't know why we left the stickers on the hats then. I don't know why I do it now.
You know, there was a phase there where the kids were wearing 2 collared shirts. They'd wear 1 collared,
Not
you know,
me.
and then put one over it. So it was like a double. It's a
Yeah.
little aggressive, no?
Only Sydney Sweeney could bring back something like that.
Oh, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. For those of you who celebrate, today, my friends, is the last trading day for TradFi of the month.
Yeah.
So you know what that means, Mr. Strazza? Do you
New
know what that
monthlies.
means?
How excited are you? This is a big day for you.
You know, theoretically it would be, but I'm heading up to the lake later. So I don't think I'm going to be doing like late night charting, you know, lingering in weird Twitter spaces in the middle of the night on Friday, looking at my monthly candles. I don't think that's going to happen today.
I just got a new like travel charting computer, and I'm kind of into
Travel
it.
charting computer.
Yeah, like a tiny little MacBook, and it's just for charts and like blogs and reading. Like I'm not doing a lot of stuff on it, right? Not putting all the
You know how to
software
use a
in.
MacBook?
No, I'm learning though. How do you right click on a Mac actually? I'm struggling with that. I can't seem to right click on the Mac. But
Dude,
no, I'm going to take a
I don't
tutorial.
know why on earth you got a Mac.
No,
You're
it's
the
so
last
light.
person that needs a Mac, dude.
Yeah, no, I like the idea of it
Izzy,
more than
did you
I
tell?
like-
Did you know about this, Izzy? That Strazza has a Mac.
I honestly, JC, like anything else, like my Apple Watch that just gets shoved in a drawer. This thing's just been sitting here for 3 weeks. I haven't really used
Now
it.
that sounds right. I once had an Apple. I worked at a company for like a month, and I was like just starting my hedge fund, and I was spending all my time building my hedge fund, not doing any work for the company I was working for. And I had a Mac, and to prove that I didn't do any work, I didn't know how to use it. So
Yeah.
not only do I know for a fact that I didn't do any work, there's actual evidence of that because it was one of those like huge
Yeah.
things, right?
Right.
No, this was like
Mhm.
15 years ago or something.
That's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, get a mouse, Topher. Good call right there. See, that's
But I have
alpha.
to get the Apple mouse, right? The little white funny looking thing.
Did you take a peek at some monthly candles? I'm not gonna lie, I did.
I haven't yet. No. But I could tell you that the home builders and the interest rate sensitive stuff is going to look ridiculous.
What do you think is gonna be the best monthly candlestick in the world? Any asset?
XME is pretty good. Just
XME. Wow.
take
Okay.
a quick look.
Such an exotic index that you look at, XME. What about the worst candlestick?
Hold on, I'm focusing on the good ones. Like, look, I mean, the stick in XLF.
Are you looking at them? Don't look at them, you cheater.
I mean, there's some good stuff here. You got a bull golfer on the XLB.
What did you call that? A bull golfer?
Bull golfer.
What is a bull golfer?
It's like a bullish engulfing candle.
It's
exactly
like one,
the
but
same.
not exactly like one. It's like a bullish engulfing candle. We call it a bull golfer.
Bull golfer.
All right.
So-
We're going to hit new all-time monthly closing highs in financials, technology, industrials, communications.
JC.
Is that
I think-
historically bearish?
I think IWC might have the best one. That's a good one in the micros.
Such an exotic index that you're looking at there.
You're an exotic guy, so it suits you.
So the IWC, the micro cap index, what a ripper, ladies and gentlemen. What an absolute ripper. Big shout out to the micro caps, the little guys. You know, don't always get all that love.
No, it might be their time. The more I'm thinking about it, I'm starting to think it's the smallest time.
So if that's right, does that mean interest rates completely fall apart?
I don't know. I don't know if they have to fall apart. You know what I mean? But did I add some?
The way that micro caps are ripping and the way that small caps are outperforming, you don't think that they're sniffing out a interest rate collapse?
They're trading that way. This is kind of the point I was making on yesterday's meeting. You know what I mean? The evidence in the equities market is overwhelming, in my opinion, that rates are coming down. How far and how fast they come down, I don't know. But stocks already decided for the bond market. And we do this thing. A lot of people do this thing in our industry where it's like, oh, the bond market's always right. It's not true. Not true. Bond market's great. It's great information. It's not always right.
No.
Right.
How about consumer discretionary? The all-time closing high is 232.17. We are right now at 234.15. So we could potentially see the highest close ever for the consumer discretionary index. How do you feel about that?
The highest close of all time, you're saying?
Yeah. Is that bearish historically?
I think there's a catch-up trade there. You know?
You know what is guaranteed to make a new all-time high today? Guaranteed.
Not Bitcoin.
Nope. Consumer discretionary on an equally weighted basis.
Guaranteed. Why is this a guarantee?
I mean, it would have to give up the entire month's returns for it to not.
Yeah, wow, look at that thing.
Yeah. So maybe not guarantee, but safe bet. Safe bet. Consumer discretionary on an equally weighted basis, making new all-time highs. And you know what? They told me that the consumer is dead and the consumer can't afford anything, Steve Strazza. Seems like you, a consumer, seems to be buying a lot of new things. You got a new hat. You got you got a new Apple computer that you don't know how to use. You have an Apple Watch in your drawer. I don't know. It seems like a lot of money being spent here by you, the consumer.
I'm a victim of the modern day consumer economy and consumerism culture in
Do you
America.
think you're spending all this money because you're making all this money, or in prior years, maybe when you didn't make as much money, were you spending like drunken sailor like this also?
No, that's obviously going to be relative to what you're bringing in, how much you're spending. But
You weren't just randomly buying computers that you don't know how to use?
Stop. No, this is an important conversation. I'm a big advocate of enjoying it. Okay? You can't take it with you. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And if you work hard today, you don't have to act like an asshole, but enjoy it. Enjoy your life. I think that's super important. I come out here, I work hard every day, I stare at my screens until my eyes bleed. And then by the end of the day, like, I want to have some fun, enjoy myself, eat a little caviar. You know what else is bullshit?
Dude, I had the most bullish text message, the most bull market text message, probably bearish. This one coming from Steve Strazza. He's sending me pictures of his caviar being delivered. Look at that. This is
we
like
got a tray that floats in the pool for it. You should see the setup that we're working with out here right now.
Look at these text messages that I'm getting from Strazza. Look at this.
Stop. You're embarrassing yourself. Put that away.
Dude, look at that.
But
no, a lot of caviar for one man.
So my new preferred
vehicle. You need that much caviar?
Yeah. So my new preferred vehicle, I was at Publix this morning getting the dark russet potato chips because that's so important. But my new preferred vehicle is deviled eggs, dude. Deviled eggs with a big dollop on top and then chips on the side.
The devil's eggs with the yolk too, or no?
A deviled egg, like just a quality deviled egg. Rose makes them so good. Big dollop. And you could keep scooping it on, like take a bite, put another scoop, take a bite, and then chips with it. Chips for a little crunch. It's almost like a little egg salad.
Champagne with it, I hope.
Explosion.
You're drinking the champagne with it?
I had a dirty martini last night with it.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, a little dirty.
But seriously, I'm dead serious about this. A lot of people tell you, don't be emotional. Don't get happy when you do well. I play music when I take profits. I dance in my office. I call my friends. I get really excited. I get very proud of myself. I get happy. I treat myself. And I think that's important. Everyone's, don't be emotional. You can't be emotional as a trader. Yeah, you can just be a normal human. And that's fine. You also don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. and do 1,800 lunges and run for 5 miles and then eat a green smoothie or drink a green shake.
And make sure you journal. You got to journal.
Like, you could just do kind of what works for you and what makes you happy and kind of find that. And for me, I get happy a lot and I like to reward myself. And I think that's completely fine.
I like it very much. What do you say we do a little state of the markets here on a lovely Friday?
I was at Publix this morning, Rudy.
Nice. Shout out. All right, we got the Dow doing more than nothing today. So this is the first time in quite some time. We're back to work next week, and why we've been working, but market should be relatively back to normal. Maybe not next week, but definitely the week after that. Right? By the time football season actually is in full force, professional football, we're officially back.
Yeah.
Right now it's still kind of like, you got some college game. You got a college game on a Friday.
When's opening kickoff? When's the first game?
I think there was a game last night, like Ohio
No. I'm
against
talking about
somebody
NFL.
next week. All right,
Thursday.
so we got Dow futures down 1/4% on 120 points, 45,005. Man, hard for me to see. Pushing 45,600. We got S&P futures down 1/4%, 6,500 for S&Ps. We got Nasdaq 100 futures down 0.5%, leading the way to the downside. 100 points to the downside for the Nasdaq 100, 23,655. We got 30-year bond futures down 0.5% as well, 114 and change. Crude oil flat, 64.5. Copper up 1%, pushing 460. Gold flat, 34.72. Silver down 1/3%, 39.5. New 14-year highs for silver, by the way, with the VIX at 14.5, up a smidge this morning over in funny money land. We got Bitcoin getting the shit kicked out of it today, 110,600, down 1.6%. Over in Ethereum down 2.3%, 4,400 even. Over in Solana, 212, down 1% on the day. Solana ETH continuing to make new highs. Solana ETH ratio making new 30-day highs today. As a matter of fact, that unwind continues. Steve Strazza, well done. That brings the total crypto market cap. Mr. Spencer Israel, if you're out there listening in Chicago, total crypto market cap 3.78 trillion. What stands out?
Bitcoin keeps struggling. The miners continue to show impressive resilience through this down wave for Bitcoin. So I think that's very encouraging. Obviously, there's an element of the speculative growth trade in that price action. And then I think, commodities are really interesting me again. So let's go right from cryptos to commodities. XLE is breaking out as we speak. Nobody wants it. Nobody's talking about it. Crude oil, for years, they just couldn't break it down.
Breaking out as we speak, you don't think it's a little dramatic?
No, that's a breakout for XLE. It's hitting its highest level since the tariff little tiff back in early April.
Tariff tiff.
And this is a multi-month channel breakout. I think it looks fantastic. It's breaking out within the context of a broader range that it still needs to break out of, I think is the point you're making. True. But for now, this is a nice little tactical breakout and a step in the right direction. XLE back to the upper bounds. And a breakout from there, I think, sets energy up to be the big leader into the back half of this year and next year. Remember, when energy leads, it really leads.
Yeah, and even when stocks were struggling, like in 22, 21, 22, energy was doing real well in that environment.
Precious complex continues to look good. Industrial metals are mixed. Ags looking better and better. Commodities are interesting.
This XLE hasn't done a damn thing. That monthly candle for XLE. When we look at the quarterlies at the end of September, are we going to have like an epic energy quarterly candle? Throw up slide 2 there. Throw up slide 2, Izzy, please, if you will.
My single largest trading position right now is Oil U.
Oil U. What is Oil U?
We ain't playing. We got the Oil U.
Is this triple leveraged oil futures, you maniac?
This is a 3X microsector. Shout out microsector. Oil and gas.
What the fuck is a microsector?
It's a very, very, very small sector.
I guess I'm not. Am I not in on the joke?
I don't get it either. I mean, ask them. I didn't pick the name.
Is microsector a company that makes ETFs?
Yeah.
Okay, you could have just said that.
Yeah.
Okay, so microsector is a company that makes ETFs, and this is what, a triple leveraged oil?
Yeah, triple oil and gas, but it's XOP on 3 steroids.
Yeah, OILU is very oily. Yep. Look at this basin. Can we talk about this basin energy, bro? Look at this. This thing goes back to 08. Summer of 08 when that thing peaked. And let me tell you something. I know where I was when energy was peaking in the summer of 08. I remember who I was with and what I was doing. I had my intern. I was in Italy. And I had my intern texting me quotes every hour on the hour. This is summer 08. So we didn't have all these fancy technology, or at least I didn't. Maybe it existed. I didn't have it. And my intern was texting me in Italy, like, gold is doing this, oil is doing this, Dow's doing this, bonds on the hour, every hour.
It's funny. It's funny that you're saying this because I sent Fonz the giant base in the big six banks chart, and I said I remember when this base was just a boy. I mean, all the memories we had in this base with financials. It's the same thing with energy. Remember where you were in this base. But these bases, they don't last forever. This is one of the last great bases.
One of the last great bases.
This is one of the last great bases. Think of all the great bases that we lost this cycle and last. European Financials, a base I've been looking at my whole career. It's gone now. Citigroup, base I've been looking at my whole career. Goodbye. HSBC, beautiful base. See you later. The bases, they don't last forever. Micron, what a base.
Can we throw up slide 3?
Uranium, old school uranium stocks, beautiful bases. Been watching them for a decade. Goodbye.
Uranium, better than Uranus.
XLE, still got a beautiful base.
Throw up slide 3. So this is the insider trading activity. A lot of sells. How do we feel about this?
I don't trust it. I don't know how this is getting calculated. I don't like this is probably planned sales. A lot of this stuff. So
I don't know.
Do they say in that fine print? I'm not going to try to read it, but like if there's 10B51s in here, I don't want it.
I saw some stats. I saw a list of every single insider transaction over the last month, and 100% of them are sales. Does that mean anything to you or no?
Not a single insider bought something the past month. I know that's not true.
I mean, it was pretty wild. Here, I'll show you right now.
We track this every day. We send out a note every morning with insider buys.
Out of the top 200 insider trades over the last week by value, 0 out of those 200 were buy orders. Throw up the news slide 2 here. So of the largest 200 in the last week, every single one of those was a sell. Throw up slide 2. This is what it looks like. How do we feel about
that? You're showing me.
Well, it's just a list of transactions. You could zoom in and see them all. This coming from FinViz. 200 out of 200 all sells. Should we care?
Why are you looking into this is my question.
I'm not looking into it. It looks into me. People come to me. They're like, hey, JC, what do you think about this, bro? I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to ask Strazza.
Well, I don't understand I still don't understand what's being said. There have been insider buys every single day.
But the largest 200 transactions in the last week from insiders, all of them have been sales. That's it.
Oh yeah, that's pretty normal. Yeah,
pretty normal.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. The sales are almost always larger.
Listen, we got Louis in the house. We got Stephen Weitzel in the house. Stephen Weitzel here to talk about the Miami Hurricanes football game. They play Notre Dame. Stephen Weitzel very excited for the Miami Hurricanes game.
A lot of insider shares. Last point on this. A lot of insider shares, especially in groups like technology, any of these growthy, industries. The shares are never purchased. Insiders don't go and purchase shares. They just get them, and then they have to sell. They're like forced sellers, but never buyers. Is usually the situation. So you're always going to have more sales than buys. Feel me? They're getting granted shares. These people, right? No.
I mean, if you say so. I mean, I see insiders purchasing shares all the time, and we talk about them right here. So I'm not really
insiders get granted shares all the time too. Is my point.
Yeah. All right.
There's 2 ways to get shares. There's only one way to get rid of them. Is the simple point that I'm making.
I want to talk about total crypto market cap. We got Louis Sykes in the house. What do you say, Izzy? Bring him in. Bring him in.
Avocado and toast, leather seats, jet plane, always ready to go.
Ludo.
Hey guys, lovely to be joining you. 1 a.m. Saturday morning. Nothing more.
You know what you look like,
doing.
Louis? You know what you look like? You look like a rhythm guitarist in like a great rock band.
Thanks, bro. I've got the hair for it, but trust me, like my rhythm, I'm just like any other white guy, just non-existent.
No, that I know, but you look right, like young, good looking. You could probably find a better rhythm guitarist, but like you fit the profile well. So have the good looking guy stand on the side there. Like you're that guy. You feel me on that?
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
By the way,
appreciate it.
You look great. You got just such a cool style to you. But I have to share something that I heard this morning. I have a fun fact. A New Zealand fun fact, but you need to confirm it. I don't know if this is true. I saw it on the internet. A lot of things on the internet
Sure.
aren't true these days. New Zealand is the only country in the world to have no natural landlocked animals. No natural land mammals. Land mammals.
Land mammals? I was gonna say
Land
land. What's a
So,
landlocked
so,
mammal?
so no, land mammals. So apparently, like you guys have a lot of sheep there, but
Hmm.
you brought them
4
in.
times as many
They're
sheep as
immigrants.
humans.
They're not from there. Like
That's
no
well. I
land
mean,
mammals from New Zealand. I heard, and I was shocked by that. I said, "What? Really?"
yeah, that's interesting. I mean, plenty of sheep, but land mammals. I'm not sure. That's a good point. I mean, JC says 4 times as many sheep in New Zealand than people, but where I'm from, where I'm living right now, deep in the in the deep south,
Yeah,
there's 12 times as many sheep as people down here.
The
There's
deep
wild.
nobody but
south. The
sheep.
deep south.
Yeah, the
It's
deep
great.
south.
Surrounded by
Louis
sheep.
Sykes, I want to talk to you about something.
Sure.
So, Izzy, if you could throw up slide 7 there. So we're seeing the total crypto market cap hitting new all-time highs. So this is all the cryptos in the world, add it all up together to get the total, right? See what they did there? Very fancy work. So this is total crypto market cap making new all-time highs, right? All right.
Mhm.
So let's strip out Bitcoin, throw up total 2. So we're stripping out Bitcoin here. Throw up total 2. There you go. So we're stripping out Bitcoin. Still has yet to make a new all-time high. Bitcoin right now, 2.2 trillion, with the total crypto market cap at 3.83. So you're pushing 1.6 almost on total 2. So this is all crypto in the world. X Bitcoin hasn't broken out, but I think the sexiest one for me, go to total 3. So total 3 is all crypto, XBTC, and Ethereum. Ethereum right now sitting at 530 billion. So you're looking at 2.75 trillion between Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then another trillion roughly for all cryptos, XBTC and ETH. And so we're back to the prior cycle highs. I mean, I look at a lot of charts. That doesn't look like a top to me. You know, that looks pretty good. So I just wanted to throw that out there. That's what's on my mind. Any thoughts on any of this, Lou?
I would add others. So if you go to TradingView and you type in others, this will give you the crypto market cap excluding the top 10 cryptocurrencies. So it gets a little bit more down the risk curve. So I want to pull up this altcoin chart. So we've got a custom index that tracks the entire crypto ecosystem. And so you're talking about how Bitcoin's made all-time highs, how Ethereum has only just made all-time highs. This is what the average altcoin looks like. So this is in the top 100, and this isn't market cap weighted. This is equally weighted. And so it's really surprising that in the midst of a raging bull market, we've got ARK stocks just breaking out to new highs. We've got new all-time highs across the entire sector universe in the United States. There's massive outperformance in international equities. But here's what the average crypto token looks like. The ecosystem hasn't even really been participating. And so what I would impute from that is, in fact, when it comes to the entire crypto ecosystem, I think we're still very early. The bull market hasn't even touched a lot of these tokens. And now that you're starting to see Ethereum really beginning to take off with all this Tom Lee talk, with this whole bull market rotation, the network usage on Ethereum is really beginning to ramp up. And a lot of these infrastructure tokens that are actually powering the Ethereum network and the Solana network, these guys haven't really done anything there, but they've built this really nice base. And I think there's a lot of opportunity here and a lot of these smaller tokens that have been left for dead, while Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana have really been outperforming in this new so-called institutional cycle.
I got that others chart, slide 14, the new slide 14 there, Louis. So you're looking at about $300 billion in total market cap for all the cryptos that are outside of the top 10. So no Binance on this one, no Solana, no Doge, no Tron, no Cardano, no Chainlink, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Only 300
underperformed. Don't
billion.
get me
That's
wrong.
nothing.
Yeah, it's underperformed. Don't get me wrong. But the fact of the matter is that in a bull market, we tend to see rotation where these laggards, these lagging groups tend to catch up to the leading ones. And you're seeing that right now of Solana. Solana's been underperforming Ethereum, but more recently, just over these last few days, beginning to break higher, beginning to break out, and then beginning to outperform Ethereum. And so again, we're just seeing this market cap rotation. I think as the bull market progresses, we're going to see rotation down the cap scale, which means we're going to get those doubles, triples, quadruples in the back half of the year, and a lot of these crypto tokens that are relatively small. But I think that they're only really just breaking out right now.
All right, Louis. So we were in New Orleans in May, I believe, right? May.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pounding the table, like everybody laughing, like, oh, that's it. Bitcoin dominance has peaked. That's it. And you were like, maybe. And then like a week later or so, and made a new high and then completely collapsed, right? So here we are now. We're going to our next portfolio accelerator in Toronto in a couple of weeks. If you're in Toronto, reach out, say hi, come by, swing by. We're gonna have some adult beverages, maybe some Vietnamese food. Not necessarily in that order. Is that it? Was that it? Are we never gonna see Bitcoin dominance at those levels that we saw this spring ever again?
Never is a very strong word, JC.
I know, I'm aware.
It's a very strong word, but what I will say is that
the hard questions. This isn't basic cable where these journalists are throwing up alley-oops so that they could whore themselves out to their precious sponsors and sell penis pills and insurance and Buicks or whatever. This isn't that. We bring in the real questions. Are we ever going to see Bitcoin dominance at those levels ever again? Yes or no?
No.
Wow. You heard it right here, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin dominance has officially peaked. Wow. I got it out of you.
How is it that a single asset, a single name within an asset class that wants to be taken seriously comprises of 66% of the asset class, 2/3, which is what Bitcoin comprised of at its peak, just a few weeks ago, just a few months ago.
Yeah. Never again.
Never again.
Wow. Me and Louis on the same page. Yeah, I think so too, man. I think so too. Now, with that being said, I don't know what's going to happen. Neither does Louis. But I think that there's a pretty good chance. And I thought that this spring too. And I was wrong because it did make a new high like a week later and then completely collapsed. But like we were pretty damn close.
Yeah.
And by the way,
Yeah,
a lot of that to Louis' credit came from Louis at the time was pounding the table on Ethereum. And I'm like, shit, if Louis' right, that's it for BTC dominance because Ethereum's just going to eat into that and there's no going back, right?
Yep, totally.
Now, hold on. Now, with that being said, that does not make it bearish for Bitcoin. I would argue that's actually bullish for Bitcoin. Love to hear your thoughts.
I mean, again, look, you want to have a thriving ecosystem within an asset class, right? It'll be crazy if Nvidia or Apple or Microsoft or any one of these companies comprised of 23% of the investable US stock market. Now, albeit it's a much more new asset class, so of course we're going to see some wacky numbers. But you want to see this thriving ecosystem and all this new infrastructure and all these new players and sectors. We don't even have agreed upon models of all the different sectors in the crypto economy. And so again, we want to see, more diversity, more expansion. And I think that's totally what you're going to get in the coming months as well.
All right, Louis, you've been talking about like Ethereum layer 2s. That's kind of been, your thoughts. Can you explain to the folks what that means, Ethereum layer 2s, and some of the names to keep on the radar?
Yeah, exactly. So, a lot of these layer 2, so a layer 2 is just built on an existing blockchain. And what it does is it just makes the blockchain more effective in a lot of these cases. And so something like Arbitrum, which is what I've been talking about for a while now, just for these last few weeks, is that it takes the transactions on the Ethereum network, it removes them away from the Ethereum network, it settles it on its own network, and then it sends it back to Solana or Ethereum for final settlement to make it faster, cheaper, and more effective. And so it's able to scale a lot more. And so, Ethereum's network activity has increased by 40% just over the last 3 months. And so the amount of people actively using the Ethereum network has increased 50% in that same time. It's eclipsed its previous 2021 highs in terms of the amount of people that are actively using Ethereum every single day. And so again, we've got all this major network activity. And so the major beneficiaries of that is obviously going to be the Ethereum token itself. But then it's also going to be a lot of the infrastructure plays like Arbitrum that are powering the Ethereum network, and they've just been moving sideways, and they're only now beginning to break out, and nobody's really talking about them in the same way that nobody's really talking about the Ethereum trade back in May, because again, these things have gone sideways, and so it's not very sexy to be talking about. But the reality is they're just beginning to break out right now, and so I think there's just a lot of conviction and a lot of these smaller infrastructure names that no one's really talking about.
We're getting some questions on the BMNR. It's a great point. That who brought that up? Somebody just brought that up. Jason Wang brought it up. So BMNR, can you explain to the folks what's going on? Tom Lee is involved. I don't know if he's actually involved or it's just by name. You would know better than me. Can you fill us in on what's going on there?
Yeah, he's raising institutional capital just to buy a shit ton of Ethereum. That's basically all it is. And then he's wrapping it in a stock vehicle, so BMNR. And so again, it's just like one of these treasury
He's giving
plays.
away for TradFi investors to participate in Ethereum. And how is it any different than the ETHE or ETHA?
Yeah, in terms of that, I need to do a little bit more digging
Throw up
into
the
that.
chart. Slide 2 there. So basically, they're just doing what Michael Saylor did with Bitcoin, but doing it with the ETH. Yeah,
Minus the debt finance.
minus the debt finance. So they're not raising debt in order to do that. They're just raising equity and using that capital and acting accordingly.
Yeah.
Are there like staking and dividends and stuff like that or no?
Yeah, I'm admittedly I need to do a little bit more work to understand what's happening here, so I won't be able to provide too much color today.
If he's just raising equity to buy ETH and giving institutions a vehicle in which to express a bullish thesis, like that doesn't seem like systemic risk. I mean, that just seems like pretty good idea, actually, right? I mean, right? Or no? Am I missing something?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these treasury plays I've kind of ignored just because they have been noise and they haven't really been great trades per se. It's been impossible to participate in them, and so I just have stepped away from it. And it's just really noisy in terms of actual trades itself.
All right, Louis, give us with one more name to keep on the radar. Don't say WorldCoin.
Not gonna say WorldCoin, trust me.
My retina is on the blocking chain.
One more name. I am gonna go. You know what? I'll go for Bert Ram the Pomeranian.
Doge? What are you going with?
Bert Ram the Pomeranian.
Bert Ram the Pomeranian. I'm not familiar with this particular token.
It's a Solana meme token, JC.
It's a Solana meme token. Am I suitable to be trading these things?
I mean, JC, you own some green dildos and some,
I do not. I am not long the green dildo, to be fair. Full disclosure.
Okay. Well, it does sound like something you would do, seeing as you do own a few.
What's the ticker symbol for this Pomeranian?
BERT. Bert Ram the Pomeranian.
Oh yeah, Bertam the Pomeranian. All right.
That and Hyperliquid. I'm going to say Hyperliquid as well.
Is Bertram the Pomeranian? How big is that market cap? This is tiny, but this is about to break out above 100 million market cap. All right, so you're saying there's a chance. All right, so shout out to the Pomeranians. Christo says has an animal in the name that is bullish in this type of environment for you fundamentally focused folks, which I tend to be in this world. Focus on the fundamentals. There's an animal in the name. You got to buy more.
That's JC's level of fundamental analysis.
That's it. All right, Louis Sykes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. For everybody in the audience, we just want to give a big thank you for being up at 1 o'clock in the morning in New Zealand. Get back to work. Say hi to the sheep.
Will do, mate. Cheers.
Adios. So Louis Sykes coming in, flying into Canada. We're going to Toronto. In my experience in Canada, it's easy to get in, but they give you a hard time getting out. Like they're really questioning, like, why were you here? I don't know, eating, right? And like, I guess I need to think about my answers because I'm just very truthful. Like they're like, why are you here? I'm like, oh, I'm speaking at a conference. They're like, where? I'm like, I don't know. I can look up the name of the hotel, but I don't really know. They're like, what do you mean you don't know? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Somewhere here. I don't know. I'm here for a reason. I don't know. They ask a lot of questions. I know we got Stephen Weitzel in the house. Stephen Weitzel, very excited for football season. Shall we? I think we shall.
Yo!
Jay, we've been friends for a long time. Make the call.
I mean, this is pretty professional, guys.
Nice show you got going here.
Look what I got, buddy.
I love it.
Steve-O.
I love it. It looks good with your
I
eyes.
thought so too. I got this for my wife. She hasn't used it once. I find myself using it, far too often. Me just walking around with flowers on my coffee, but it does say master, so that makes it cool, right?
That's right. It's
Where
instant
are you? It's very
credibility.
dark
wherever
where you are.
go.
Where are you?
Do you have lights where you are?
I'm in the basement. You know, I'm trying to get a little light here, right? But look, it's
Could you
game
rock
day.
any more Georgia
We
Tech
don't
gear?
do
Like, is there
something.
any possible way for you to have more Georgia Tech gear on? Do you have
Georgia
Georgia Tech?
Tech
Do you have a
underwear
Georgia
on?
Tech thong on right now?
Yeah, he
do you-
definitely does.
No, I don't. Right, but I got a base layer. Right, I got a little Georgia Tech
JC,
golf
that's the look.
situation going on here.
You're
No,
a
but
nice
he's got.
kid.
But that's he's dressed like one of those guys that looks like he's gonna go play golf, even though he doesn't, or it
Yeah.
looked like he just played golf.
Right.
If Stephen Weitzel ever gets a last minute invite to go play a back nine or something like
He's
that,
ready.
he just got to
Yeah.
change his shoes. He's ready to go.
Yeah. He was waiting for it.
That's right. That is the protocol, right? You got to make sure all you got to do is change your shoes and you're on
That's
the
right.
tee.
That's right. It's the way
It's
to live.
strategy. You never
really.
know who's gonna call you. You never know.
Stephen, why don't you tell
That's right.
everybody why you're here though today? Today is our special college football countdown.
Oh, special college football countdown. Here we go. Let's go, Canes. Here we go.
I was lucky enough to join Steve and his family last year at a Georgia Tech Miami game. Does it up big tailgates, goes to every home game, season ticket holder. So what's the call? How are they going to be this year?
Listen, we are not to be trifled with.
Are you
this
going to have a
year.
real offense, or
We
you're
are
doing
not
that
to be
stupid
trifled with.
triple option
Just run the
nonsense
ball
we
and
can't
play
even watch?
defense.
What?
You guys play like a high school football team,
Like a junior high school football team.
like Pop Warner.
Who?
What-
Who are
What
we
is that
talking
all
about?
about? Why can't you guys just throw the football like a normal team?
What are you
How
Why
many
you
talking
gotta do this
about?
weird triple
Listen,
option wing T nonsense? What year is this?
Listen, first of all, the Paul Johnson era has
Latin
passed.
Who is Paul Johnson?
Although he's a mastermind, offensive mastermind.
How many championships
and,
did that offensive mastermind win?
We've got an Orange Bowl trophy.
Oh,
Shout out to the Orange Bowl.
So-
we can all agree, mad
Yeah,
respect for the
I don't-
OB.
I don't know how many championships did you have during that reign? 09 to
0.
18. 0. Okay. How many Orange Bowls did you win during that period of time?
I don't think we get invited to Orange Bowls.
Well, you have to play your way
Oh,
into
yeah.
them, so you're probably
I
right
get that.
about
I
that.
get that.
But
So hold on.
Um,
So Georgia Tech, they
but
play. Dude, you don't play a team in a real conference, right? What team? Who do you play today?
we're playing Colorado
Eastern
tonight
Michigan State,
in
Little Sisters of
Boulder.
the Poor. What's it? Who are you?
We're playing Colorado in Boulder, and I passed my condolences to Sean. I know he would have loved for me to
Yeah.
be there.
I think him and Jason Krutsky are
and
going.
go to the game with him.
I think him and
Huh?
Jason Krutsky are going. Yeah.
Are they? Yeah, he would. It would have been a real joy for me to be there. But I just passed through there not long ago, and I'm traveling tomorrow, so I can't be there. But I'm going to be there in spirit tonight. But listen, I don't care, JC, if we throw the ball. If we don't throw the ball, we're going to move the ball. We're going to move
I
the
hope
ball.
so. I mean,
I
do they
was-
even play defense in that conference? I don't
I
even
was-
know what conference they're in. Who's in that conference?
I
Like
was- I was
Nevada,
at-
Wyoming? Like, who's even in there?
I was at practice on Tuesday, and I'm going to tell you.
I love that you go to. I love that you go to
running.
the Georgia Tech conference practices. They don't think that who's this creepy guy watching us? Like nobody. You don't get that?
No, definitely not. And I told my dad, I said, Dad, I think they're going to put me in the speed slot, and he's like, as a decoy, and so,
Nice.
but listen, we got a lot of motion. We're still running a lot of motion. We're not running the option, but we might as well be. But
dude,
lethal.
you know what the bougiest thing I may have ever heard ever? So we're in the bus on the way to go get crawfish in New Orleans.
Mm.
And the entire time Weitzel's complaining that he's got this RV trip, and then he's got this big where were you going? You were going to
Just got
Carmel?
back.
Where were you going?
Just got back.
Torrey Pines, where were you playing at the end?
To Pinehurst. Went to Pinehurst.
So he's like,
right?
oh, my
And,
I got this 7-week RV trip. My game's gonna be off before Pinehurst. Like this guy was like,
well, no. Oh, okay. But no, so Pinehurst was before the trip.
Finds out.
Second week of September is
I
Pebble.
got it.
So
there you go.
Yeah. I got to play a few times while I was on the road to try to keep the game sharp.
Did you really? Good for you.
Yeah, no, I played some good
Nice.
tracks. I played the Snake River Sporting Club in Jackson Hole, which
Is
was
that where
nice.
the meat comes from?
Snake River Farms is in Colorado, I think.
Yeah. Speaking of Snake River Farms,
shit.
so while I was out
Yeah.
west, when I was in Montana, I went to an Albertsons and was getting some meat. And they source their beef from Snake
that's
River
great.
Farms.
I've ordered from there before. I don't know why, but I have.
Dude, really good. Really, really good.
Yeah. A lot of people order from there.
But
You'll see it at restaurants too.
Who?
They'll list it right on the menu at restaurants that the beef came from Snake River.
So hold on. When are you going to Carmel?
So I'm flying out. I'll be in Monterey September 9th through the 12th. And then I take the red eye home. I land at 6 a.m. on Saturday the 13th, head straight to campus for the Clemson game.
I love how he still calls it campus. Like he still thinks he goes there.
And well, no, it's on campus. Our field is
it.
on campus. I know that's foreign to you.
So cool.
But then
It's so cool.
It's so cool that
as
because it's
soon
on
as I'm
campus, they don't serve any booze, right? Is that the way it works, or they do?
they do where we're at, baby.
Why? Because you're in the VIP seats?
They do where we're at. Don't you worry
Yeah,
about
there's
it.
booze. There's plenty of booze.
Right.
Booze and
Me and-
Steve's
Oh,
suite.
good.
Me and-
Because you know
me
those
and
communists, some of
Steve-
these communist stadiums, they don't serve alcohol if it's on
I was
campus.
drinking
you know?
whiskey the whole time. I'm pretty sure there was booze.
All right, good. Just looking
Yeah.
out. Just looking out for my man.
So, and then as soon as I'm toting that dub from the Clemson game, I'm catching a flight to Toronto the next day to come up and spend some time with you distinguished
Hell yeah.
gentlemen.
All right, what are you looking forward to the most in Toronto? The Vietnamese food, or is that just me?
I've never been to
Oh.
Toronto.
Wow.
So this is an introduction for me. So
Great town.
I'm probably gonna go to an
Great
Irish
town.
club. There'll probably be like karaoke or like some '90s music going on.
Karaoke.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big
Dude,
karaoke.
Strazza
scene.
did karaoke at a gay bar down in the East Village once,
Yep.
or in the West
Mhm.
Village, and he had the
Ooh.
night of his life, and now all he wants to do is go to gay karaoke bars.
Well, first of all, I won't name any names, but I wasn't alone. There were a number of distinguished technicians that everyone knows they're enjoying themselves with me.
The locals there loved it,
Mm.
every second of it.
We had a great time. We shut the place down. All the gays actually left uh, because we were having so much
What
fun.
was it? Which one? The duplex, the one over there in the West Village.
It was
The
right
duplex?
around the corner of wherever we were. We didn't go far.
So
So,
funny, dude.
yeah.
So funny.
I sang Dancing Queen.
I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. You, Steve, obviously, Sean, Louis, Michael Martin. Shout out Michael Martin. So I'm actually so he and I will obviously see each other in Toronto, but then I'm going to see him. I'm going to a conference in Newport Beach in October. I'm going to see him while I'm out
October
there. October 16th through the 18th, I
Newport
think.
Beach,
Come
huh?
to Vegas. We're having a party in Vegas on the 21st.
I'll check my
Yeah,
schedule.
big party. It's Joe Fami's birthday, Vegas. Josh Brown's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Strazza, if you want to come out, it's going to be a good time. Are you traveling? You know, Strazza has a no travel rule in the month of August.
Is that true, Steve?
Yeah. 2
Yeah.
days to go.
Steve said, you know, the weather down here in Florida in August in the middle of hurricane season is really where I want to spend my time. So he, you know,
Doing all right. Doing just fine.
Steve, I'm going to tell you, you should consider the state of Montana
We want to go visit.
in August. It's quite
I
delightful.
told you. I think we're gonna do a little trip out there next year. I've never been to
Weitzel is
that part of the country.
Spot on, Weitzel.
Yeah.
Nice job. Nice call there. Let me ask you this. While we have you here,
Hey.
you know, someone like yourself, a market participant, someone who controls, you know, over $1 billion in assets, you know, we're seeing new all-time highs in the Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange Composite, Euro Stock 600. I mean, the list goes on and on. New decade highs for the Shanghai Composite. 4 weeks in a row from individual investors from the AAII. 4 weeks in a row, more bears than bulls. Hard to imagine what these people are thinking. Ton of short interest in the small caps, right? We've been pointing it out, starting to see some of that unwind. Here we are, last day of August. One could argue today's the last day of summer. Science would suggest there's still 3 more weeks. But, you know, for all intents and purposes, kids going back to school. Labor Day will be behind us. Football is football season, you know, getting a little cooler, a little less hot, you know, fall's in the air. How do you think we're going to close out this year? What's the move?
I mean, the trends for pretty much every asset category are higher. They're up and to the right. And so,
not treasury bonds.
Okay, well, maybe not long duration treasury bonds, not yet. But for most asset classes, the trend is up and to the right, and so it's hard to fight that trend. It's been a mistake to fight that trend. Now there are some bearish momentum divergences out there in some of these things that perhaps we should be concerned about.
Potential divergences. Mostly.
You know what bonds do look good though? The riskiest bonds. You know what bonds are up and to the right all around the world? Junk bonds.
High yield.
Yeah.
High yield. Yep. EM bonds. But some of the things that you touched on, JC, and so when we were in New Orleans at the Portfolio Accelerator, you asked the question early on, what's the most important chart in the world right now? And my submission today is the same one as it was then. It's the MSCI EFA index, the Developed International Index. You can throw that up. I sent it in.
And it looks good.
We're talking about an asset class that hadn't made any progress for 18 years.
Another big base that we lost. This is another example, great example of a big base we've been staring at our whole careers. It's gone now. They're all leaving the station. Great chart.
By the way, this is a big financial advisor ETF. This thing has monster assets in it. Weitzel, as a financial advisor yourself and an asset allocator, can you speak to just both the magnitude and the importance of this particular? I think it goes under, like normies don't know about the EFA, but this is a big deal, right?
They don't know about it now because it's fallen so much out of favor. But you know, in the early days of my career, late 2006, early 2007, you'd sit down with prospective clients and you'd help them review their 401k, and all they owned was international growth and emerging markets because that's what was hot, that's what was leading. And nobody wanted to own the S&P 500, right? Now, international's fallen so out of favor that people don't allocate to it regularly in their 401ks. For financial advisors, any diversification they've had into international, they feel like has restrained their upside. And so what I wrote about it in the Pavlov's New Dog white paper, that people have forsaken this asset class, and they believe that the lack of performance in international is just the way that it is, and there's no reason to allocate to it. And I think we probably all know how that ends. They're going to end up holding the bag of a lot of U.S. stocks that don't seem to be making a whole lot of progress, and international is going to be off to the races. This is a huge breakout of a almost 2-decade-long base. This is something that investors should not ignore, and many of them are still woefully underallocated here.
What if you brought another chart that I wanted you to touch on, which is the small caps, large caps. We've been all over this. We've been stocking this. We just talked about the IWC, which is the micro cap index, really going at the same time that you're starting to see some outperformance out of smalls. If you're going to start to see it, this would be a pretty logical area for that to happen, no?
Yeah, and I mean, to that point, I mean, it's just so funny to me that it's happening at what we would say a logical level would be, right? So you've effectively retraced the entirety of a decade of outperformance from small caps early in the 2000s, a decade and a half of underperformance from small caps. But we're potentially finding support here at a logical level. Again, nobody wants to own the small caps anymore. They've been disappointing. They've been volatile. So it's contributed to less return, more volatility in somebody's portfolio. And people have backed away from this asset class. We're talking about the Russell 2000 hasn't made any progress in 5 years. Right. And
which is crazy.
So it's crazy. But we are starting to see some considerable outperformance happen, really starting this month. So Russell 2000's up not too far shy of 8% in the month of August. And I know we talk about seasonality and how seasonality alone doesn't determine how we should be invested or if you should be invested. But in the rear view mirror, you want to check and see, was it right? And where the summer's typically slower, a little more volatile, we haven't seen that this time around. And as my friend JC would say, that's information. Right? What are you gonna do with that? And
what do you need to see to allocate more to small caps over longer time frames, though? You need to see a little more, right?
You need to see a little more. I mean, ideally, you'd like to see small cap index breaking out to new all-time highs would be a great confirmation. I think we don't have that yet.
About time for that one.
It would be about time. And but so the question is going to be, where is the money coming from? Right? What's the money going to rotate out of? And I've been in this camp for a little while. I still think that it's technology. I think it's big tech, mega cap tech, which is, for all intents and purposes, it's the S&P 500 index itself. It's going to become a source of funds.
I think 100%. There, and we see this where there's an element of these stocks, the regular leaders, they become ATMs when participation broadens towards the later innings of the cycle. And that's not bearish, right? That's just people are, shifting things around to, get on board with the rotation that we're seeing. And I think that's just fine. And stocks like Apple, people have been parking cash in there for so long, they take their long-term capital gains profits and they redeploy it elsewhere.
Well, I mean, I think you can see that. You look at the chart of something like Apple, where it hasn't been knocking the lights out either, and it is. I think one could make the case that it's been experiencing some secular distribution.
Looks that way.
And so you've really had just names like NVIDIA and Microsoft that have been lifting the S&P, lifting maybe the Dow to some extent, but the tech sector, those are your two largest holdings. Eventually they probably become a source of funds as well. So I saw somebody post a chart yesterday. Palantir. I saw somebody post a chart yesterday where they were showing the market cap of NVIDIA compared to all these other countries.
Yeah.
Right. Not
it's
just,
amazing.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
It's amazing.
They're only going to get bigger too.
Again,
We're not even close to done, I think, with NVIDIA. It's crazy. It's really incredible. Steve, before you go though, in the spirit of Crypto Friday, let's dabble with the Bitcoin a little bit. So would you agree that MicroStrategy, MSTR, and all of its sister and affiliate vehicles now have become very popular in your circles among advisors over the past year or two?
Well, I would say that the crypto stocks have become an outlet for people to get into the crypto space, because a lot of the large financial institutions haven't allowed them to buy crypto themselves, and so this is a backdoor for them to get in.
And our colleague Tom Lee, also very popular among advisors. What's going on? What are you hearing? What are the conversations that are being had about this BMNR?
I don't really know.
It's a little too cute for Weitzel.
Okay, cool.
For Weitzel, the BMNR is in there with the squirrels and the frogs, right?
Is that a token, Steve?
No, it's Tom Lee's new MicroStrategy strategy with Ethereum.
Tom Lee is now the Michael Saylor of Ethereum.
Yes. We don't know how he buys the Ethereum though. That's a secret. We don't know how he buys it. But it sounds good. Sounds really good.
Does it?
What could go wrong?
So what could go wrong? People
are trying to ask the right questions as usual. I don't know much about it.
So look, when we were at Future Proof in March,
really something.
And Michael Saylor is getting interviewed by Bob Pisani.
Yeah, really asking the hard-hitting questions in that interview.
Don't hate on Bob Pisani. Pisani's the man.
No, look, Bob wanted to press him on stuff because Michael Saylor's using language that nobody talks this way.
Yes.
I mean, I remember distinctly. He said that the MicroStrategy balance sheet was positively polarized to Bitcoin.
Oh God, I know.
I have no idea.
Know what that means.
I have no idea what that means, and I've been doing this for a long time. Steve's a recovering corporate accountant, 10K watcher. I don't think he's ever seen that verbiage anywhere.
I was sitting there with my mouth open.
You just call him a 10K watcher?
Yeah, I like that.
That's funny.
Right.
He loves that. He loves that. That's called details, JC.
No doubt.
It's called details.
I'm monitoring this treasury vehicle situation. That's all. And MicroStrategy all of a sudden isn't working anymore. So I think it's really the time to kind of pay attention to this space.
Listen, you get these firms so they're a serial issuer of convertible bonds. And
biggest ever.
You go back and you go and check the graveyard of companies, and find a lot of serial issuers of convertible bonds there. You're borrowing money to invest in something. There's leverage there. And it doesn't matter if the underlying works in the longer term or not. That's one of those that the market can remain rational longer than you can remain solvent. And so, I still believe in cases like that, the level of complacency in this market is
You think so?
astounding. To me, it is.
Astounding.
To me, it is. And so
100%. Just look around, talk to these people. Ask somebody who loves MicroStrategy if they understand how this is working with the convertible bonds and if they could ever get called. Nobody knows the answer.
So to that point, while I'm traveling west this summer, I'm staying a night in Denver. I'm in a campground and I'm talking to a dude at the playground. Our kids are out there playing. And I told Steve this story. This guy comes to me and he is a self-proclaimed Bitcoin maxi. And so we start talking about MicroStrategy and how he owns that as well.
And this man, just to be clear, this Bitcoin maxi is living in a tent at a campground?
He was in a small RV. And so I'm like,
they like sell all their things and buy Bitcoin, these people, and like, live off the land.
Yeah, kind of. But I'm thinking, look, if it's going well, if you've been in for a while, I'd get a larger bus personally. Okay, personally, I would. But
that's what these guys call their RVs. They call them buses.
Some of them are buses. This guy, when I bring up how MicroStrategy has all this leverage to own their crypto and how that poses risks, he's just, couldn't care less. This is also the guy who's telling me that as a side hustle or just to generate additional revenue for his family, income for his family, he sells 0-day options, right? He just sells puts. He sells puts on the index, and it's fine. It's fine. So you know what? Thoughts and prayers to my man. I hope he is doing well.
The best is, don't worry, it's okay. I'm selling puts.
So
yeah,
people are getting involved.
It's like, yeah, you will until your broker tells you we're not doing that anymore, buddy.
All right, listen, we got listen, market's open. We got to hop. There are things happening.
Yeah,
I might be getting filled on this options trade. 3 questions.
My Taylor is waiting for
Sean
me.
Taylor?
So no, my Taylor.
Okay.
My Taylor, he's
That's a
here.
bull market comment
Listen,
I've ever heard.
Showing up
my Taylor is here. Excuse me.
Your Taylor makes house calls. Your Taylor makes house calls for you.
Yeah, he does. Listen, Phil Perlman has required me to bring this gentleman back in. Shout out Phil Perlman.
All right, ready?
So,
here we go. Georgia Tech versus Colorado this evening. Georgia Tech 4.5-point favorites. Do they cover?
Absolutely.
They cover the 4.5. All right, taking Georgia Tech today. You got Miami 2.5-point dogs hosting the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. 2.5-point dogs for the Canes. Who do you like?
It's going to be a very close game. I'd probably take the Irish there. Although I don't know if they cover.
When is that?
So
Saturday when?
Sunday night.
Sunday night?
Yeah, Saturday. I like to look at these lines as option premium. And to me, anytime where something seems askew, if there's too little or too much premium, you want to go the other way. I think that's probably about right. So very tight game in that
Canes
match.
money line.
Third
Canes
one I
money
have for you. Third one I have for you. 2 of your favorite teams, Alabama and Florida State.
And Florida
2 of your
State.
favorites. We're talking 14-point dogs.
That's going to be a murdering.
The lonely Florida State Seminoles.
Yeah.
What a terrible
it is
play
a dumpster fire.
Oh.
Dumpster fire in Tallahassee.
You could tease that up to 28.
Yeah, I don't know. It's early in the season. It's so hard to know with these lines. I'm gonna tell you the one that I think is interesting is Virginia Tech and South Carolina. Okay. Virginia Tech is a 7.5-point dog. that to me, even though it's early in the year, that's a bad line for South Carolina, because I think South Carolina is a sneaky team this
And
year.
because of where you live, like you get down with the Cox, right? You know them.
Well, I would not say that in any respect.
But aren't you guys right there? Aren't the Cox pretty close to you?
Well, Georgia and South Carolina are adjacent. We share a border.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that I have a lot of insight into their program, but I think Lenora Sellers, their QB, I think is very underrated. But even though I think they could surprise people in the SEC this year, 7.5 is a bad line for South Carolina in that game, in my opinion.
All right.
So that still does not mean I want to take Virginia Tech. I don't want to take Virginia Tech.
I'm thinking about driving
Hold
down
on.
to Blacksburg at the end of November for the Miami v Tech game.
National championship winner this year, Steve.
It's a beautiful campus
Virginia
in Blacksburg. I'll say that.
No, who?
Yeah.
He's asking who's going to win the
he's
national
asking
championship.
who's winning the Natty. Well, boys, we all know that it's the dark horse,
I can't
right?
even.
So
Don't say it.
the
Don't say it.
Yellow
Oh
Jackets
my
beat
God.
Can't
Texas.
help himself. He can't.
Stick him in the
Yellow Jackets
bathroom.
beat
I don't want that
Texas.
guy looking at my team.
Such a fan.
Stick him in the bathroom. I can't even
guys.
with you.
Guys, we got trades to make. It's a Friday. Okay. Market opened 11 minutes ago.
Let's go.
They're talking about football. I mean, what is going on?
What is going on? Listen, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, happy football season. It is here. We might not agree on the teams, but I think we can all agree that we're thrilled it's football season. We're all rooting against Florida State and Alabama and the Gators, and rooting against the Jets and whatnot. We will bring you back shortly to talk about what happened in the first week and see where the season's going, talk markets. Guys, special day today for us TradFi bros. We get monthly candlesticks tonight, baby. New monthly candlesticks, underrated. This has been a great week here at the morning show. Mr. Stephen Weitzel, thank you for being here. Mr. Louis Sykes, Steve Strazza, Izzy on the ones and twos. Shout out to Spencer Israel in Chicago. Say hi to Chicago folks for us.
And happy Friday, everyone. May all of your call options be expiring in the money.
Well said. Well said.
Amen.
All right. YOLO responsibly. Adios.
Peace.
See you guys.
Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs.